Hi, this is David Cox here, and this is a course on how to create a course for submission to the Udemy training platform, which can go on to other platforms too, but we'll get onto that a little later in the course. So let's have a look at the overall plan of action and the things that we're going to briefly discuss in this short video. The first thing is, can I do this? Have you got the knowledge, the ability, and the wherewithal to in fact present a course on Udemy? And then we'll have a look at the technology that you'll need, which is a lot less significant than you may have thought at the first consideration. And then the question of who do I sell to? What is my avatar? The avatar is your ideal customer. And next is, how do I create a course on video with a free gift? The video production is a fundamental part of this, and the free gift is an incentive for a customer to buy your product. And what's the process for getting your course online? Is Udemy the only platform? Well, no, it's not, but it's the one we're going to be concentrating on. And then how do I advertise my course? How do people find out about your course? So we'll be having a look at a variety of methods of achieving that. And then finally, how do you achieve a sustainable income out of the course that you're preparing? So let's have a look at these individually, and we'll put a little bit more meat on those bones, and you will then have an idea about whether you want to in fact present your course onto the Udemy platform. So the first thing is, can I do this? Can you do this? And there's really nothing to stop you. The content of the course will be something which you're motivated to present, something that you know well, something that you can actually get enthusiastic about. Is there any technology that will stop you doing this? No. The need to know a certain amount about computers and laptops is a requirement, but all of this is user level stuff. There is no super techie need to understand any of this. And you've all got accumulated knowledge. Everyone has accumulated knowledge of lifestyle, health, wealth, relationships that they have been able to deal with and can now pass on to the big wide world. So your accumulated knowledge is what we're looking to present into a Udemy course. So what about the technology? So the technology to get you online is cheap. It only requires a low level of computer knowledge, and there's absolutely no need to know any coding, no programming whatsoever in this. And the knowledge of PowerPoint or Google Slides is needed, because PowerPoint is pretty much, or slides, is the basis of most presentations, and those can be interleaved with videos. And you'll need some hardware extras. A microphone is really one of those that you may have to spend money on. You can get sound from a mobile phone or a tablet, but the sound quality is not good, so a separate microphone is really what you need, and we'll have a look at one or two of the options on that. So what do I sell? The knowledge that you're most comfortable with is the short answer, and maybe a whole variety of those, but you can research your proposed subject on Udemy. Udemy is searchable, so you can have a look and see what other people are presenting courses on. And it can be on almost any subject, and we'll have a look at a list in a moment, and the list is as wide-ranging as you can ever make it, or it can be as specialised as you like. And the key to some of the most specialised subjects are the ones which are highly specialised and not in the general category. And then the three main areas are health, wealth, and relationships. Health is how you look after yourself in terms of fitness, weight, and your general well-being. Wealth is the way to earn your living. And then relationships is how you deal with other people. So those are the three main areas, and within those three main areas there are any number of niches, and with any niche there is a whole set of sub-niches. So technical, lifestyle, hobbies, interests, diet, We'll have a look at the next slide and see a more comprehensive list of all of those. So here's a good example of a selection of possibilities, running from how to meditate down to all the way how to be an expert coach. You can be an expert at inspiring kids, you can do spiritual life coaching, you can do e-commerce, selling on Amazon, Shopify, house flipping, dog training, how to be a landlord, how to fly a drone, how to quit watching TV, how to be a hairstylist, network marketing, etc., etc. Any number of niches, any number of sub-niches. So the question is, how do I do this? Well, I suggest that you start with a YouTube channel. A YouTube channel is free. You'll need a new Gmail account to use as your login to a YouTube channel, but a YouTube channel can give you plenty of practice. Udemy itself requires courses which are 30 minutes long and 5 modules in size at least. So you can practice on a YouTube channel, because creating a course 30 minutes long and 5 modules is a bit of a challenge at the outset. So when you're thinking of drawing up your plan, draw it up with a taster course in mind, just an intro course or one of the parts of your course and your content that you want to introduce to people, which is going to have some value. And then you can float some of these ideas onto YouTube. YouTube has got a maximum of 15 minutes of video for new accounts for each video, so just be aware of that. And you can also set this to private so nobody can see it apart from yourself. Then introduce yourself. Do a talking heads video which is all about you, and get used to seeing yourself and listening to yourself on a video so that you can then be critical of your own particular performance. And then on YouTube you can set your videos, you can delete them, and you can set them to be private so that nobody can see them. So just spend some time on creating a course in your mind, write it down into sections and modules, and then try and record just 5 or 6 minutes of video to see how you get on with it. Create a PowerPoint presentation and put some other videos in there that you can take with your webcam and build up a section of a course bit by bit. And with products such as Camtasia, you can then edit out the bits that you don't want. So who do you sell to? Decide who is your market. There's always a market, and your market can be as large or as small as you like. It can be split by demographics, or age and gender. It can be decided on which country you want to market to. Is it all the English speaking world, or is it just USA, or just UK, or just Canada, or just Australia? You decide on where your market is going to be, and that's where you can direct it. And this is known as your avatar. So your avatar is this fictional person who will buy your course, and you can give your avatar a name, you can keep a picture of them. They may be male, they may be female, and you may have one of each, but they will be the picture that you keep in your mind, so that when you're preparing your course, you're talking in your mind to your avatar in order to find out what they want and to present them with the answers to their problems, to relieve their pain and improve their whole well-being. And then you can give them the name, and so I'm not going to suggest any particular names, but you can give a name to this person and they then become your avatar. So how do you create a course? The basic requirements are a computer with a web camera. You're going to need a web camera to record yourself on video, and if that's a new experience for you, then I think the sooner that you get used to filming yourself and recording yourself on both sound and vision is something that you can soon overcome. As they say, the first video is always the worst, and you should keep that just to remind you how bad it was at the beginning. But these things all improve, and you certainly get better at this whole business of being able to talk into a microphone and take pictures of yourself as a talking head, helping people to expand their knowledge. You'll need some video editing software. I use TechSmith Camtasia 9, which has got a lot of facilities in it. It has the way of being able to separate sound and vision. If you make mistakes, and you always will, you can take bits out and you can put other bits back in. If you missed a bit out of a video, then you can split it up and insert another piece, and you have a way of being able to transition from one video to another. So video editing software is going to be a necessity. And once you've finished your recording, you can then upload that either to a local file, which you can then load up to Udemy in our case, or you can upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or one of the other video hosting websites where you can insert your MP4 file, which is what Camtasia generates, and so that people can watch it. Then you'll need Google Docs or Microsoft Office. Google Docs includes documents, means you can save PDF files or doc files, you can do slides, you can do forms, you can do surveys, and Microsoft Office has all those things too. So that in Microsoft Office you've got PowerPoint, which integrates with Camtasia. You can have Word, you've got Excel. Access is not really an issue on this one, but certainly on Microsoft Office, then you've got all of the technology that you're going to need, and in round numbers that is less than $100 a year to be able to rent Microsoft Office, and Google Docs is free, so there's an incentive to use that one. And then you'll need a microphone. The sound that you get from a smartphone or a tablet, it works, but it's not good. So you'll need a microphone such as a Blue Yeti, or there is a cheaper version which we'll be putting into the main course, and 20 quid should get you equipped with a microphone with a popper to stop those little bits of your pronunciation impacting on the microphone and coming through as little pops on your sound. And then there's the knowledge. So the knowledge is the key thing, and you will want to know whether what you know, your knowledge, is going to sell into a market. And there's any number of different ways that you can research that. You can research it on Amazon, you can research it on Udemy, and we'll go through a way of being able to let you know whether your particular course is already on Udemy, whether it works, whether it's in demand, and how many people are actually using that particular subject at the moment. So the process of getting your course online is open a Udemy account, and that should be an instructor account. Now, you don't need to create a course at the opening time, but just open an account, create a fictional course, and that will then give you access to Udemy Insights, and then you can research your course and come to a decision about which one you may want, and draw up a short list of 3 or 5 or 7 and research all of them in order to find out what there is available and whether they are in demand. You can then research your marketplace, certainly using Udemy, but you can also use Google. You can look at Google Insights, you can have a look at the Amazon marketplace and decide whether there are books on the subject that you've selected, and just generally come up with some ideas as to whether the course that you've got in your mind is the one that's going to be in demand and for which people are prepared to spend money. And then you can buy a course at a cheap offer price if this is very similar to yours, and that's not a bad policy, because at least you can then see what other people are offering. So how do you advertise your course? Well, internally Udemy has got a search activity, so you can search in Udemy for your course to find out how many courses there are. I've written a course on Windows 10, and when I looked at Windows 10 courses, there are dozens and dozens of those, but they're all different levels. And you can also use coupons, so there can be a coupon activity. So if you sell your course for $79.99, then you can have a coupon that will bring it all the way down to $9.99, and you can then make that available to the big wide world. So coupons are very useful, and Udemy in fact themselves do off promotions very often indeed, and the cost to Udemy, to you, is 30% commission to Udemy, and you keep the balance. So when you're selling 10 courses at a fairly cheap price, then that very soon builds up. Facebook ads is something that we can also use, and for that you'll need a Facebook business account so that you can actually create adverts based on a Facebook page. So that will be a bit of a preamble, and Facebook ads can be focused almost down to the local postcode, and certainly you can focus it by demographic, you can focus it on geography, you can focus it on interests, and you can focus it down onto the particular factors that relate to your avatar. Then you can use webinars and podcasts and Facebook groups and Facebook pages and friends and family. So a lot of this stuff is free. You can create a blog and put links into that. All of these platforms can include links to other places such as a YouTube channel. And a YouTube channel, I would think, would be one of the first things that you would set up, because when you first start on YouTube, if you haven't already got one, then the size of the videos that you can put on it are limited. So YouTube is an account to be set up fairly early on in the whole process. And how do you achieve a sustainable income? Well, you keep in contact with your students. You can build students very easily. You can make your course absolutely free, and that will guarantee quite a bit of a flood of students, and then you've got some to contact on, and you can message them through the Udemy platform with any offers, any comments, any encouragement that you want, and then you can nurture them. So once they have become customers, then you can add extras, you can give them free gifts, you can then advise them of any new courses that you're writing, and generally look after people who have spent money with you. And then you can add new material. So new material might be a new course, it might be a free course. I run a free course because I had some material which is available freely online on YouTube, and then I made that into a Camtasia course and uploaded it onto Udemy, and it's free for anyone to come to. So you've got an automatic list of students who have already shown interest in what you've got to offer. And thanks for watching this short video. I'm David Cox, trainer, and you can email me at david@davidcox-int.com.